brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Hello and welcome to this Suds segment where everything good in life is worth discussing. I'm one of your hosts here today, good old boy Mike. Joining me here at the table, or good old boy Dave.
Oh, is this me?
Yes, that's your time to talk into the microphone.
Yes, hey everyone, I'm here.
Good old gal Juliana is here.
Hey guys.
And Reverend Mark.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are the best thing on at 2 a.m., and we thank you for choosing us over this show called Pickling is the Key to Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse. Very important show. I doubt it. We got a lot more important things to talk about today. Our Sud segments are all about beer, beer, and more beer. Today's episode is being recorded at Cheeky Monk in Denver, Colorado. Cheeky Monk was a Good Belching Zone nominee in 2013. Fabulous place to eat and drink Belgian style.
They have more muscles than I do.
Muscles. Does he have some muscles from Brussels? Is that right, Dave?
No, that's not right.
Hey, This is an audience participation episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have high expectations for this one. Yes, we combine beer and drinking, a less than qualified opinion, and a non-beer related topic or
Plus,
question.
we have a holy man.
Holy.
So
Full of holes.
today's beer is actually going to be from Stone. Good old gal Juliana, can you tell us a little bit more about the beer we're going to be tasting here? Stone Brown.
Sure.
It's from Stone.
And we're going to talk about some cultural icons here in the Denver area. And I'm going to enjoy that conversation for sure. We've had a great time being here in Denver, and this is a really great event that we get to have here at Cheeky Monk, along with tasting a lot of great Belgian beer. So hopefully everybody's having a great time.
So
Everybody having
did
a
you
good
guys
time?
know that they have a beer festival in Denver every year?
No way, Dave. You're kidding.
I think some people go to it, but I really didn't know too much about it.
I do believe it's called the Great American Beer Festival.
Woohoo!
There you go. Definitely a lot of fun. And, get a chance to always talk about a lot of great beer every time we're here in Denver. So while Juliana's looking up some more information about the beer we're going to be tasting, I got to tell you, we had a lot of fun driving around this morning, and we ran across a cultural icon. Right, Dave?
So in 1952, in Lakewood, Colorado, the Bugs Bunny Motel opened its doors. And shortly after, Warner Brothers shut that shit down completely. And they had to cut the U into an I and take out the S. And the Big Bunny Motel was born.
The bunny.
The bunny.
So we had a lot of fun finding all about the Big Bunny Motel today in Denver, Colorado. And, there's really a lot of things that we enjoyed finding out about the Big Bunny Motel. First off, any recent shootings there at the Big Bunny Motel?
Not since September 3rd.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good. I will say, though, as we were driving by the second time to look at it, I did get a rash. So I don't know if that was, coincidence or something, but I'm very itchy now since I've been by the Big Bunny Motel.
Well, while we're ready to find out about this beer in a little while, Dave actually gets the honors of going over our Suds ratings for today.
So we will be discussing these beers and talking about them and doing stuff. And we're also going to rate them using our signature Suds ratings and our belching sounds. And here are those things now that it's too small for me to read. but I can kind of remember it. So, number 1, that sucks. Give me anything but a bud. Number 2, was that a belch? Number 3, what a relief. Number 4, Mark's body should really not make that sound. And number 5, listen to that hang time. Juliana, give me another.
We've been saying that a lot.
Whoa, hey. Don't get in our personal lives, dude.
So it's really great. Those are our suds ratings here on Sips, Suds, and Smokes. And now for the information about the beer we're going to be tasting on this audience participation show, go to Gal Juliana is going to tell you about Stone's Brown.
So we are lucky enough to try Stone's Barrel Aged Brown Ale with Ballatin Sour Cherries at 8.1% ABV. It is a Belgian-style sour brown ale aged in white and red wine barrels along with Ballatin Sour Cherries.
Cool. Thank you, good old Gal Juliana, for
Yay.
that wonderful information about this particular beer we're going to be tasting from Stone. Now, we've had a lot of beers from Stone on the show in the past, and did you guys have any expectations about this kind of walking into it? Did you think it was going to be something exceptional, another brown? I mean, there's not a lot of browns that Stone makes. I don't know of a whole lot in their lineup. Do you guys?
Yeah, and this is a brown that's sort of a gateway brown in a sense that it's sort of a Flemish, but not really. And I think a brown tends to be a really good sort of neutral base through which the sour and the cherry can kind of make their way onto a person's palate who is not really yet into this particular beer spectrum.
Well, Stone's well known for a lot of their hoppier beers like Ruination and several major hop varieties. Certainly, a lot of their barrel-aged products are very popular as well. And this particular brown, very different, isn't it? Yeah, not your typical brown.
Not your typical brown. I think it's really kind of tart. The cherry, I mean, that you would think a sour would be a sour tart's tart. They're not all the same, but the cherry really does come across sort of as a, I don't know, kind of a pie, kind of a cherry tart pie sort of aspect, at least on my palate right this second.
So, what's your suds rating for the brown here, Reverend Mark?
I'm going to give this one. I'm going to be very generous today, but it is actually improving as I drink it. I'm going to give it a 4.
A 4? How about that? The body should really not make that sound. Huh? That's kind of interesting.
Reverend Mark is very generous.
Very different. Dave, what do you think the people in the Big Bunny Motel would say about this brown?
Well, I think they'd say, I think if I poured my Boone's Farm into my Bud Light and then put a matchstick into it, that'd probably be about the same flavor. But no, actually, the people at the Big Bunny are my people. We travel, we work hard, we drive hard, we fight in the parking lot and hit other people's cars. That shit happens. Stuff happens. So, I liked this brown. Although I found that perhaps they left it in the barrel a bit too long, because I think those wood oak flavors dominate a little bit too much. So I would actually give this beer a 3.
3, how about that? What a relief. Is our third rating. Oh, in the barrel too long. That's an interesting accusation.
From me to Stone, yeah, I guess that is pretty interesting.
So, we've tasted a lot of other good browns on the show. Any other really good brown ales come to mind? We've had Against the Grain, the brown
What about
note.
the Dave Brown?
I mean, that's, classic sound for, the brown note from...
The
That
brown
is a
note.
classic sound,
I
yes.
like that one.
It's a
Yeah.
really good ale. Bell makes a really good brown, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. They do.
They're very different than this one, though. This one definitely has a flavor profile that's not that Tootsie Roll kind of quality. The chocolate component doesn't really kind of come and sing through this, does it?
No, it's not. I mean, I really dig this beer. And like Reverend Mark, I thought it was a really nice gateway into something that could be sour but wasn't completely tart. There was a good degree of cherry to it as well that gave it a little bit of sweetness. But for it being a brown and a sort of sour brown, if you will, I thought it was a really good gateway beer.
Yeah, it's always interesting how you can use one style description and have such a wide variety, in beer. And I think that's what's interesting that Stone is, if they did, we're going after a very common, profile. I don't know that that's really what they were going after for this round. Do you guys think? Or are they trying to do something innovative or different?
No, I think they were trying to do something different. And, for me, I think when I think of Stone, I think of West Coast IPAs. I think of really hoppy beers in general. And this is a nice departure. Getting away from some of their mixtapeness, I thought this was a really good beer.
I like that new word, mixtapeness. So we need to add that into the Sip Suds and Smokes lexicon, along with quaffable, barnhouse, chuggling, and other stuff.
I wouldn't give this really a high quaffability rating, though. I would think that this is really a better beer that I would enjoy in a large snifter, maybe 8 ounces of it, and sort of swirl it around for about an hour, and just let it sort of open up a bit.
What movie would you watch while pretending to drink this beer?
I like this.
Oh, yeah.
Beer pairing with Reverend Martin.
Well, I think maybe Dr. Strangelove.
I was about to say Dr. Zhivago's already taken.
Yeah, Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. Okay.
Or, it could be even, the meaning of life, because, beer really does get down to that very question about the meaning of life.
Well, this is probably... This might be out of your usual realm, but what about a nice Steven Seagal or a Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport?
Yeah, it could be.
Above the Law,
Yeah, a little cherry kind of cherry juice, blood. I kind of see that going
what
on.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I could see Cool Hand Luke.
Oh.
Yeah, this one would be a good one with...
What we've got here is a failure to communicate.
Great line, that's for sure. Definitely.
Eat a lot of hard-boiled eggs.
Going to get your mind right, Luke. Going to get your mind right.
Well, just another...
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Meanwhile, back at the ranch... So one of the things we enjoyed this morning in this continuing theme of talking about the Big Bunny Motel, we've rated a lot of things, but we've never rated hotels. It could be an all-time first. So we're driving in the car, we're exploring all these things about the Big Bunny Motel, and Dave pulls up some of the ratings that are actually posted on Travel Advisor, TripAdvisor.
Yeah, TripAdvisor.com.
So let's hear some of the better ones that you found on there. Good old boy Dave.
Okay, the first one, pros.
Ratings for Big Bunny Motel. Take one.
Pros, large room, no bed bugs, roaches, or spiders. Recently renovated bathroom, sort of. Heater worked too well. That's no complaints because it was a chilly night. It was clean enough. It was close to restaurants and shopping. The Walmart was only about a mile or so away, so that's good. The cons, though.
It's good to have a good quality Walmart to get to.
Well, you can get a lot of what you need at Walmart. You just got to be able to get there. Here are the cons, though. Very thin walls. Hearing people doing it all night. Extremely noisy people that may be living there and slamming doors and such. No internet. The front desk person had no personality. The shower was very claustrophobic. I hate a claustrophobic shower because they're so so painful to try to talk them down, you know?
Yeah, especially if it's the Bates Motel.
True that. Oh.
I mean, how does that conversation go when you check in? I'm sorry. Could you tell me, is your shower considered claustrophobic?
Give me the square footage on the shower. I'm going to need to know, can I turn around in it?
Somebody dropped my soap.
I mean, can you hear that person on the reservation?
Hey.
Like, you know, I'm a little picky. I'd like to know what is the square footage, and are your showers claustrophobic?
Something
I don't
tells
know
me,
if I don't know if I want to stay at the Big Bunny Motel because they have claustrophobic showers.
Something tells me, Reverend Mark, you do not want to drop the soap at
the Big Bunny Motel. There you go.
The front door of the room needs to be sized so that cold air can't get in. There are not too many television channels, which, you know what, that surprises me because they have one of the most gigantic satellite dishes I have seen since I went to the Space Center in Huntsville in 1984 when I was in.
Well, they have that
junior high.
high quality multi-country language, you know, from Yugoslavia to put on your TV every night.
But they're actually just scanning the heavens for extraterrestrials.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the positive
Those were the
review.
positive comments.
So here's the negative counter argument. This place makes dumps look glamorous.
Hey, if you're just joining us on Sip, Suds, and Smokes, we actually a show rating beer, but we're talking about the Big Bunny Motel.
We only talk about good beer, but hotel rooms.
We'll get
is where
around
we
to
get
Stone's
you.
Brown Ale in a moment.
Rude staff, bed bugs, flimsy door locks, filthy, moldy bathrooms. Too many other negatives to list. Save your money. Sleep in a gutter. It's probably cleaner.
Oh, you just gotta love that. That is too rich. And you wonder, these people that are actually posting these reviews, you know, online, one, they're admitting that they stayed there, which in and of itself is just a giant mystery. It's
Well, and I'd just like to take a moment and say, you know, Sip, Suds, and Smokes does not have any opinion, good or bad, about the
we're
Big
just-
Bunny
We're
Motel.
just sharing quality,
This is
credible information from.
strictly
Sharing the facts.
It's a fair
reading-
and balanced show. We've given the
Yes.
pros and the cons.
Strictly reading from the internet. We only give the facts, folks.
Yes.
No opinions.
We look forward to endorsing the Big Bunny Motel at, you know, our earliest convenience.
Our next live audience participation episode may be
At the Big Bunny?
yes,
That'd be interesting.
but we have to check the hourly rates.
And I have to make sure it's not a claustrophobic shower.
Well, hopefully we're not going to be in the shower, Mike.
I think Reverend Mark's in.
I think it may be like, actually, the Big Bunny Motel may be like the equivalent of a Gold's Gym for Brettanomyces.
So maybe
Wow.
maybe we should do get one of the local breweries to do a spontaneous fermentation in room 7 of
the Big Bunny?
Motel.
But you know, the walls are so thin, you get into those spontaneous fermentations. and
Sure.
So what's the name of that beer? Brown Brett number 7.
Brown Rabbit. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love it. Well, I've enjoyed our conversation so far about the Big Bunny Motel. But we got to take a quick break here. Listen, we're going to come back. We're going to have some audience members come up and join us to talk about Stone's Brown Ale. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Big Bunny Motel as well. So come right back. We'll be right back after this break. Hey, welcome back to Sips, Suds, and Smokes. Today's episode is an audience participation show that we're actually recording at Cheeky Monk in Denver, Colorado.
Wait a minute, we're recording this?
That's right. They had Marcus back. I can't believe
Hold on.
it.
I need to go back about 15 minutes.
We're talking about a beer that we're going to ask our audience to rate. We're also discussing cultural icon elements of Denver, Colorado that you should not miss as well.
So like the Rocky Mountains and
That too.
Coors
You should see
Field
what
and-
people say about the Rocky Mountains on TripAdvisor.
it's beautiful, but
Can I interject something here?
yes.
So, yeah, sure. Are
You guys
qualified?
haven't. Yeah, I am. You guys haven't talked about the Stanley Hotel.
We'll get there in a second.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, listen, today we've actually asked people what they think about a beer from Stone. It's a Stone Brown. Is that the whole name, Julia? Is that right? Stone Brown. That's simple. It's not Stone Brown number 7.
No, it's not Stone Brown number 7. It is Stone Brown barrel aged.
We've asked members of the audience here at Cheeky Monk to rate this beer. They'll be rating the beer with our Sips, Suds, and Smokes rating, offering up their tasting notes. We have quite the track record for things we've asked our audience to do on these shows. Are you ready for the list? They're world famous. We've asked people for their favorite body part. That was one good one. I like them naughty parts. That's great. We've asked people for their favorite Madonna song. Remember that, Reverend Mark?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
That's right.
Like a
She was-
sturgeon.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show up at Avery. Sing the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. or singing the national anthem while eating hot chicken with no water.
I love America.
Yeah. Flawless. Yep. Nobody went to the hospital during that show. And
But 15 went afterwards.
Of course.
and last year's favorite, which was actually here at Cheeky Monk, which is name your favorite Michael Jackson song and sing a few bars. Yep.
Dead
Wow.
silence.
Yeah.
About sunshine. What about rain?
Wow, that is awful.
That's little Michael.
And Propofol fever.
That
Yep.
was Big Mike singing Little Michael.
Yep. They're about to cut me off.
Just beat it.
Well,
Whoa, hey. I think it's too
wait.
soon. It is way
This
too
is
soon.
a beer family-friendly show. Listen,
That's what they said next
Not
door
anymore.
at the hotel.
well, after
At the Big Bunny?
After extensive research and heavy drinking on this show, you'll have to give us an impersonation of how your mom and dad would actually describe this beer as well. So if you're not quite sure what your mom or dad sound like after spending your entire life with them, then you're probably not worthy of that $1.8 million inheritance coming your way. So
Dude,
make it count.
Whose family's giving them a $1.8 million inheritance?
I guess, people that drink enough beer,
Really?
Dave. Are you up for that?
I guess that's the Woods family fortune.
All right. So, listen, the most creative or entertaining answer will actually get a free beer or your first choice of the Sip, Suds, and Smoke swag table up here at Cheeky Monk. Well, up first is a good friend of the show as well as a member of the audience. Yeah, how about that? Good old boy Huck. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
Right.
Glad to be here.
And he is a world-class expert on the Stanley Hotel.
I am actually.
All right, so I'll bite first. Where is the Stanley Hotel?
It's in the Rocky Mountain National Park. You mentioned that earlier, and you can, if you're in the parking lot, you can see like the 7 peaks, and they filmed one of the Shinings there.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
Really scary. The guy that invented the Stanley steam car.
Ah.
He had a lot of money, and it's still nice, and they have good beer there. Besides, lots
Hey,
of good taps.
Why don't you pull that microphone
Very
just a
cool.
little closer towards you there?
Closer
Yes.
to him,
There
feel a
you
little
go.
closer.
And now we can hear that love child.
Ooh.
So, do you think that they actually have claustrophobic showers at the Stanley Motel?
No, I think they're going to be really big, probably a lot of tile, but you might get chopped in half with an axe halfway through your shower.
Well, I would determine if I were to
Here's
stay there
Johnny.
is the proximity to the nearest Walmart. So, how far is the nearest Walmart from the Stanley Motel?
I'm pretty sure that there isn't one. You can't get there from here.
That would probably be a sole determination whether I'm going to stay there. So, I'd have to look that up on the TripAdvisor.
I think they had a general store. You can actually buy a stuffed bear.
Dave, why don't you look that up? What are some things they're saying on TripAdvisor about the Stanley Motel in comparison to the Big Bunny?
I actually think it's nice. It's kind of like, I don't know, the Homestead in Virginia. Wooden, big, giant hotel. So it's probably pretty good.
I'm thinking
Check it
big.
out.
I'm thinking big roaches. What do you think, Reverend Mark?
Yeah, about the size of a bull moose.
No, it's actually very cold. So what you're going to get is maybe some badgers. mountain
You
badger.
don't need no stinking badgers.
Do you think that all of the critters you'll be sharing a space with come with name tags?
I would say yes.
Now,
I'll
this
answer
roach's
yes.
name is Billy.
Billy the roach.
Well, I can
This
tell
roach's name
you
is Alice.
just from a cursory look at TripAdvisor.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Whereas the Big Bunny was getting 1 to 1.5 stars, the Stanley is getting 4 to 4.5 stars.
Telling you now.
They probably don't have claustrophobic showers. That's
Obviously,
why.
I didn't
So-
stay there.
Instead of gross bed bugs and sex next door, you are getting beautiful, mysterious, and unique.
You're probably
Woot.
listening to the Badgers do it all night. That's probably what you're doing instead.
Wow.
It's got spectacular views. I'll say that.
Man-sized roaches getting it on.
Yeah. But it's all kind of in a rhythmic kind of natural wonder going on, So it
Well,
just
that's how
lulls you to
badgers
sleep.
do it, man.
Yeah.
Badgers have good rhythm.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what we were doing.
I'm almost out of beer, so you better
We're talking
hurry up.
about
yeah, I'm sorry.
Beer or badgers?
All right, Huck, why don't you tell us what you think about Stone's Brown Ale, rate it from 1 to 5, and then do your impersonation of your mom or dad reviewing this beer as well.
Okay, I'm gonna start out. I'm just gonna say that when I rate a beer, it has nothing to do with the value of the beer. All beers are valuable, and they're all individuals, and we should respect that. But there's
What a load of BS.
there's some kind of beers.
God loves every beer.
Right, that's right. But there's beers that Huck does not love. Brown would be a style that's not my favorite.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if you put the word imperial in front of it, I'm usually good. And this one's got a ABV that tells me that it probably really is. So I'm kind of liking that. So what I gave it, you wanted a numeral.
Yep,
So I'm going to
1
give you
to 5.
3.75.
Whole
That's my
numbers.
number. No, I don't do whole
We only
numbers.
deal in whole numbers here, Huck.
Then I'll round it to 4, and the reason is,
there you
if
go.
I don't like the style, you get some plus, right? If I
Okay.
do like the style, you might get some minus. That's just my way.
Huck's official rating
And
is
if
a
you
Suds
look-
rating of
Okay.
4.
A 4. And if you look on Untapped, and I've given a beer a 5, that means one of two things. It's a beer you should knock your mother or father down to get, or I was with the brewer. So I'm going to finish this off.
All right, our Suds rating was 4. A body should really not make that
Now
sound. And
we-
now, Huck, the most important
Yes.
thing is do an impersonation of your mom or dad rating this beer.
I don't know why you gave me this beer that's cost $9. You could get one of those Miller beers for about $1.50. My mother was from New England.
Nice.
A $9 beer.
That was very good.
I have to say, that was not lame. That's pretty good. So, back to the Stanley Motel.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. We'll go tonight. Road trip.
So, right.
Huck, did
Come
you
and play
actually
with us.
stay there at the Stanley Hotel?
No, I actually drove from here to there one day. I think it was 2 years ago during this festival on Thursday. I drove up there in the morning, and I had a couple beers, and I looked at the mountains, and I wandered around and got pretty creeped out, and then I hauled ass out of there to get back here because, it's a scary place.
Did you take the scooter up there?
No, actually, I think I rented a car.
So, we have to reach out to the people at the Stanley Motel and really understand. I mean, is this high quality cultural icon, here in the area? I'm sure. Is there anyone here, the Cheeky Monk audience, that knows anything about the Stanley Motel? Come on down. We'd love to hear all about this.
If you've stayed at the Stanley Motel, come here and get a
there's free
free
beer.
T-shirt.
It's in the ilk of Pinehurst. Like I said, the Pinehurst, the Homestead. The one what's the one in San Diego out in the ocean? It's all that's
that's the Coronado.
Yeah, that's the kind of hotel it is. Coronado. It looks like that.
Okay.
Very nice, actually. It'll burn down in a second, though. So
Hotel.
just telling you,
They
catches
do
on
not
fire.
have claustrophobic showers at the
No.
Coronado.
Cornhole Hotel. What?
Coronado.
Oh, sorry.
No, definitely not Coronado.
I think that's in San Francisco.
Fair enough.
Even though you said that this wasn't one of your favorite styles of beer, brown, I'm sure you've had other brown ales. Do you find that this one is similar or vastly different than some of the other brown ales available on the market?
I'd say it's vastly different. I like what they did with the cherries.
I think that adds a whole other complexity
It's
to
very
it.
different, yeah.
My personal tastes run more to IPAs, of course, but I also like saisons, farmhouse ales, that style. But the browns, the porters, the stouts, I mean, as I will drink them, I like them, but that's not what I usually go after.
I think browns kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
Because
they do.
everybody's talking about like IPAs, or it's either a big IPA or it's a big stout or a robust porter, and then the brown's just like, hey, I'm here, man.
And the browns were probably the first kind of style of homebrew beer because
This is
a lot of people did
browns
those.
are where porters and stouts both came from, and probably milds and bitters actually started there too. So this was the genesis of a lot of our beer styles that we love now.
I don't think I've ever had another brown ale that has a fruit component on it. Maybe peach. That's about the only other brown I could think of that had any fruit component was a brown ale that had any peach. But even then, the peach was lost. It was still a brown ale at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot who that was. Maybe Odell, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to be really a mild session strength brown to just let the fruit even stand up on its own.
Come on
Yeah.
and do its thing. Yeah.
Well, Huck, really appreciate your time and coming out and rating the Stone Brown with us. Be sure and pick up some swag from the swag table here.
Did you want to talk about, scooter wars?
Sure.
Bringing that up.
Scooter Wars. Oh, do tell us.
Well, I got an Airbnb.
Does it have anything to do with the Big Bunny Motel?
I probably went by there, but my Airbnb, the guy's like, there's a scooter. So the first day I get the scooter. That's what I'm riding tonight. It's a little blue scooter.
Okay.
Goes about 40 miles an hour. It's a lot of fun. So yesterday, I got up in the morning and I said, man, I really love that scooter. He goes, well, why don't you take mine? I'm like, okay. So I get on the scooter. It's like, this guy's like an engineer, and this thing's been rigged up. It goes 70 miles an hour.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, you have the people in the cars look at you on the scooter, like, hey, how's that DUI going? And I'm like, good.
Now, does the scooter,
Do you have a beer?
does this scooter actually have a cup holder on it?
Yes, but you kind of got to hold it between your legs, so you can't stop. When you get to the stoplight, you got to like slow down. And
Yeah, when to
and
spill
weave
your
back
beer,
and
man.
forth
Please
until.
see Huck demonstrating all this
I'll do
body
it.
language to us. This
We'll go right out.
quite funny,
So check the YouTube video of Huck showing you how to come up to a red
I like
light
that.
and not spill your beer.
Yeah.
So apparently you. And I'm probably treading thinly here. You can't get a DUI on one of these things. It doesn't have a license plate. It's a bicycle with a motor.
It's a bicycle with a
Apparently a really powerful motor in this case.
very interesting way around the DUI laws. I wouldn't encourage anyone to drink, drive, bike.
I would
anything.
never do it except going back tonight.
You know,
I'm gonna kind of
Don't
have to.
be
the only great
unsafe.
events, when you're wasted, are clothing optional. So they
I'm
don't
not-
involve anything, a motorized vehicle. That's for sure.
Depending on what Huck has tonight, his scooter may be clothing optional on his way home.
That has happened. I was on a kilt earlier in it, and I really haven't learned to sit like a girl. So
Don't
people are going, "You really got some brains there," and I thought they were saying I was smart, but that's not where they were going.
No.
do not look under Huck's kilt.
So, Huck, what you're saying is there's basically zero skill requirement in order to be able to ride a scooter.
Right.
And you can drink and scoot all you want.
It's actually easy, and plus you don't have to wear a helmet. That's safe, and so you have like really good peripheral vision
Kids
too.
don't try this.
Right, yeah.
So let's go back to the kilt just for a second. I learned two things about my kilt today. Okay, the first one is probably not the best thing to ride on a scooter
No,
to
so
wear a
don't
kilt.
kilt and scoot. I see
Right.
that.
And then I was over
That
at the
sounds like a
awards.
really good video.
I was at the award ceremony. Okay, I was across the street drinking. But anyway, I was going to be at the award ceremony, but I came over there and I stood by the window to look at my phone, and there's a floor vent, and my kilt actually came up.
Like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same view. It's kind of like the landfill. But, I'm
People
learning
actually
about
ran
kilt.
off the road.
There were two people that spit their beers out. And they were good beers.
So I got to ask, tell me what were people doing watching you on the scooter with a kilt on.
Vomiting.
They were. It was like some high quality people watching.
Clearly,
them watching you and you watching them.
Clearly, they were averting their eyes.
They were
Just saying, yeah, that's what
running
they were
off the
doing.
road.
They were not looking.
On today's public service announcements here in Denver, Colorado, don't stare at the man with a kilt.
I did
riding
not
the
exist.
scooter.
I was
Avert your eyes.
I was invisible. It was great.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Sip Suds and Smokes.
Yeah.
High quality entertainment you can get any day with a beer. So-
Colorado Transit Authority.
That's right. Don't scoot and drive, folks. Avert your eyes. So, how far do you have to go on the scooter with your kilt?
It's like a mile and a half.
That is one long mile and a half. Though.
No, I'd be driving that thing all around, for an hour and a half, just for the people watching alone, just to see, what people would do.
Seriously, though, it was chilly this morning.
Oh, well,
So
I see.
I felt like I wasn't really representing properly.
Shrinker. But I think though Mike is a little bit more of an exhibitionist than Huck is. So
Well, it depends on the quantity of beer involved. Definitely not in the morning. That's for sure. Definitely nothing like that would be happening in
what
the
are
morning.
you people looking at? Can a man ride in a kilt on a scooter down the middle of the street and not
that.
be
Harassed.
harassed?
That
Funny the looks you get there.
That'd be a good question, Dave. What are other clothing optional activities that you would have? Definitely riding on a scooter with a kilt.
Well, I think
That's at the top of my list.
I think if you go to Walmart, you'll see, someone in a tube top, and skinny jeans, who should not be in skinny jeans, or shorty shorts, riding in one of those motorized carts. That will blow your mind.
Well, as long as she is drinking Stone Brown Ale and has a cup holder.
You assume it's a she.
One of these carts cut me off on the sidewalk.
Well, she's probably on her way to the Big Bunny Motel.
I think she was.
It's like, hey, jackass,
I think actually she is the big buddy.
move it or lose it, buddy.
Yeah, you didn't even see that facet, did you?
She's the primary advertising vehicle for the Big Bunny. She's got a nice tattoo right down her right thigh. Follow me to the Big Bunny.
I got a tattoo.
But
today.
it actually says that, spelled out in large
did.
block
I
letters.
think because of my skirt, it was below my skirt. I think it'll come off later.
And you only
Your
displayed it for a mile and a half. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's the Methuselah Brewery, but they didn't have a snake beer, so
Ah,
I
okay.
couldn't drink it. So I was looking for like a snake head. That's what your beer should be.
Well, as much as I'm enjoying this conversation, and I hope to continue it after
I
this
think we
break.
just got kicked off the air.
I'm out of beer.
He's out of beer. Oh, well.
I'm going to the bar, but thanks.
Well, thank you, Huck, for joining us. High quality entertainment. I enjoyed the impersonation of your mom telling you a $9 beer is too much for sure. Thank you for joining us here on Sip Suds and Smokes. Give it up, everybody, for Huck.
Thanks for having
rating,
me.
here on Sip Suds and Smokes. I'm sure he can come back again if he's interested. Well, listen, we're going to take another quick break here, and then we'll be right back with some more discussion about probably another hotel establishment or other questionable activities that you would actually do here in Denver. We'll be right back. Hello. Welcome back to Sips, Suds, and Smokes. This good boy Mike today. We're at Cheeky Monk in Denver, Colorado, and where our audience participation show is in the swing of things. Everybody is tasting one beer from Stone. It's their brown ale. We found some other less than qualified individuals to step up to the microphone, taste beer, and tell us what they think about it.
I'm just glad we actually have found that we have an audience.
Well, I've already asked them the most important question, which is, have any of you stayed at the Big Bunny Motel? And they all said, no. Well, we'll find out as we go along here. Well, up first, stepping up to the microphone, introduce yourself there to our audience.
My name is Major, and I am from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Hey, welcome to the show, Major.
Yeah, Major.
Glad you could be here and join us for this. So, Major, why don't you take a taste of the Stone Brown Ale? Tell us what you think and offer your rating from 1 to 5.
Okay. I'll sniff it first.
That's always a good idea.
It smells very caramely. Hints of molasses. Smells very sweet. So I'll taste it now.
All right.
I think Majors might be a professional.
I think he's going for beer judge.
Wow. Yep.
He is.
Yeah, that's a very good brown ale.
A very good brown ale, he says. And your suds rating from 1 to 5. Hold numbers only, please.
Ooh. Suds rating? Let's do a 4.
A 4. How about
Nice.
that? Pretty nice. A body should
job.
really not make that sound. Wow.
Good job, Major.
Very oaky notes on the tail end.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, lean into that microphone for us and give us your best impersonation. You're going to do your brother.
Yeah, I'm going to do one of my brothers.
Rating this beer, right?
Of rating it?
Or discussing it. Yeah.
Discussing it?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in the South, so...
Oh,
we'll go
well, see,
something-
we're all from the South. I can do an impersonation of somebody from the
we're
South.
all.
Hey, yo, Jed, get out your double wide trailer. Come taste this brown ale. It's pretty good.
I think Major can
A
do
little too
better.
much
though.
Alabama, wasn't it?
All right. Let's see
Well,
what you got, Major.
I'm from Mississippi, so it probably goes something like this. Boy, I don't like that beer. Can't mix it with Diet Mountain Dew and vodka. It ain't good. But I'll try it. Now, hang on. Let me see what this tastes like. Oh, man, I'd rate that about a 2. I don't know. It's not Diet Mountain Dew and vodka.
Nice.
That is high quality. Everybody give it up for
Yeah.
Major in his impersonation of his fondest brother in his
His brother, who will
Mississippi,
probably never speak to him again.
Or hear this podcast. So
a
it's okay.
family are overrated anyway. What do they need? What do they need to know about tasting beer?
Yeah.
Listen, we'll give you a free gift certificate to stay at the Big Bunny Motel. You'll love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. Hand
Thank you,
the
Mike.
headphones to the next folks there. Now, do you think that Major's brother would describe, the walls as being too thin at the Big Bunny Motel?
I think he would be the one people would describe the walls about.
Hey, man, there ain't nothing on this TV.
Hey.
Got beat on the windows and doors to finally get some entertainment going on around here.
What happens between a man and a woman is just natural.
Well,
And remember, only you can prevent meth-led fires.
wow, this show is so unscripted.
Moving on.
Please don't sue us. All right, ladies. Thank you for joining us to rate this brown.
What are your names?
Yep, Sherry. What's your name, Sarah?
I'm Nicole and Christine,
And Christine.
and we are twins from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yay!
Hey, be sure and pull the microphone towards you a little closer, leaning to it, girls. There you go. So, I must ask, do you guys drink any Stone Brewing Company beer on average?
We do.
You do. Are there some other Stone beers that you like?
There are. I think they have a pale ale. I can't remember the names. We come from Craft Brew Fort City and Fort Collins, so
Absolutely.
I get them all mixed up sometimes. But
Right. Do you guys drink Comrade?
no,
Oh.
never had it.
Oh man, Super Damn! It's the best IPA on the planet right
Really?
now. Oh yeah, gotta have some of Mr. Lynn's juice up there. You gotta enjoy some of that. We love Funkworks.
Funkworks.
Yep.
Funkworks is amazing.
Yep, Raspberry Provincial has been
Yep.
reviewed here on Sip Suds and Smokes. Let's see, we've done Tropic King.
Tropic King's fantastic.
Raspberry Provincial, Nelson Sauvon.
Yep,
Yeah.
we visited Oscar Blues.
Yep.
And we're actually there at the release party for Death by Coconut.
Really?
Worst Irish Stout on the free planet.
Now, do you girls each ride your own bike, or do you ride one of those tandem bikes when you're moving around Fort Collins?
Thankfully, we ride our own bikes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see if you can drink beer together. So
All right.
go ahead and enjoy some of the Stone Brown
Okay.
and tell us what you think about it and rate it from 1 to 5.
I'm going to give it a 4.
A 4.
Nice.
How about
4.
that?
That's-
A Suds rating of 4. Body should really not make that sound.
So tell us what flavors come out in that brown to you.
You know, it has kind of a whiskey flavor almost, a little bit to it.
Okay, so
All right.
from the barrel, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good.
It's a little sour too, kind of like it was.
Yeah, that's what's so different. So this has cherries on it.
Yeah.
Yep. So you were tasting something that was not normally, part of a brown ale, and that's part of what they added here is some fruit to it.
Yep. It's a great brown ale, though.
And what's your sister think about it?
I think it's great too. I'm going to rate it a 4 also.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
4 as well.
A twin rating of 4.
A body should really not make that sound twice. All right, girls. You're going to have to do your best impersonation of... You're going to do your mom or your dad?
Dad.
Dad rating the spear. Go
Are you
for it.
are you each gonna do
Mom.
it or one?
Cue the
Just
camera
one.
in 3, 2. Go for it, girls.
I think our dad would say, it's good.
Does he usually use a 4-syllable adjective of describing things?
He typically would.
Does he
Yeah.
know Grant's brother?
He does not.
I'm sorry, Major's brother. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Look, Major, have him call.
Yeah.
They need to talk.
They can chat.
Your brother and their dad. I'm thinking they help
Extra
each
syllables are good. you
Right.
know, Yeah.
2-for-1 intervention. So your sister's going to give us an impersonation of your dad as well.
No,
Or you
come
gotta do
on. You
something
have to do
different?
your mom. Come on.
Oh yeah,
gotta
you got to do your mom, even though she's 10 feet away.
No, our mom's actually not here.
Oh, okay, lean into the microphone.
What would mom say? She would say, ugh, I don't like it. But it's only because she's not a beer connoisseur.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll
There you
work
go.
as well. Well, how many people think that was lame?
You know what?
But an A for effort, anyways.
Hey, you know what? If it's
down.
if it's accurate, it's good. So don't worry about it. You know what? That's
don't-
what my mom would say too.
We don't know anything about rating beer anyway, so what do I know about rating people on the radio?
We just know about drinking beer. So
yeah, and claustrophobic showers at the Big Bunny Motel.
thank you both for getting on. That was great.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Thank you both. Hand those headphones to the next individual here.
Oh, this guy knows a little bit of something about a little bit of something.
Yeah. So, very interesting. Twins picked the exact same rating, and yet they didn't do impersonations of the same family member. Pretty cool. Yeah. you
Yeah.
know? Pretty interesting. I don't think those girls would ever go near the Big Bunny Motel.
I hope not.
Are they identical twins to have identical scores?
Now, I do see
Yeah.
actually.
I think
Major's
they
brother
are
called
identical.
him. Yeah,
It's
you
hard
know.
to-
You identical? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one of you is older? Who came out first?
I can almost see the conversation. Look, Grant's brother's going to call and go, "You sound purty."
You are? I would have thought you. Okay, but yeah, it was you. Okay.
6 minutes.
Who drank beer first?
Do you hold it
Okay.
over her head? Like sometimes, like, yeah, you know, I had.
Probably me. No, it was you.
Yeah. Do you like? I had 6 minutes of individuality for but now then you came out. Yeah. I can believe that.
All right.
That's
Well-
what big sisters do, though.
Next up on the microphone, introduce yourself here.
My name is Grant Isaac.
Hey, Grant, how you doing? Welcome to the Sip Suds and
Whatever the hell
What-
this thing
what
is.
this show again. I
Yeah.
can't even say anything
Sip,
anymore.
Suds, and Smokes.
We had like 4,000 beers today. Thank you for coming and joining us on this audience participation show.
Sure do appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. So, had any brown ales other than the one you're about to try? You a fan of brown ales?
I do enjoy the brown ales.
Cool.
I've had a couple of the Odd Brun
Okay.
up at Footworks.
All right.
Super good.
Yep. Hey, lean into that microphone so everybody can hear you pretty good.
I'll do it.
Get sexy on it,
Is
baby.
that better?
There you go.
So you're a sour brown fan.
I like the sour browns, yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow. Excellent. Well, why don't you take a good taste of the Stone Brown Ale here? Tell us what you think about it and rate it from 1 to 5.
I think it gets a 4 from me as well.
How about that? A Suds rating of 4. The body should really not make that sound. And tell us some other things you liked, about the taste of the brown here. Why a 4?
Get a little cherry there, a little tobacco, some whiskey, some red fruit. Just a tiny bit sour. It's a nice beer.
Cool. Excellent. So why don't you give us your best impersonation? What's your family member you're going to choose here?
So I'm from Texas. I'm from the Panhandle of Texas.
Okay.
That would have to be
mom, dad, or brother,
That'd have to be my father.
You're going to do your
Oh,
father.
here we go.
Here's your impersonation. Here's Grant's impersonation of his father rating the brown ale from Stone. In 3, 2.
It goes something along the lines of, "Holy hell, what is this? That ain't my Bud Light. What is this horse?"
That's you know what? That sounds like my dad, too.
Yeah. There's
like
a couple
it.
things we don't say on the radio, that and Lone Star.
Wow.
Hey,
We not say on the radio.
Lone Star Tall Boys are that's for drinking. That's for drinking out on the boat.
That's right.
That's right.
Lone Star practically graduated half of University of Texas.
If people in Texas had a yard to mow, that's what they drink.
That's absolutely correct, sir.
All right. So, Grant, have you ever stayed at the Big Bunny Motel?
No, sir.
Would you like to stay at the Big Bunny?
It doesn't sound like it. The way you're saying that makes me not want to stay there.
So he's saying we're not selling it well enough.
You're not selling it well.
That's
at all.
why we're not in the ad business.
The only thing that we're capable of doing is actually just reading high quality reviews off TripAdvisor, for sure. So, Grant, when you're actually making a hotel reservation, tell us the things that you ask about their showers.
Well, I'm
not claustrophobic.
I'm a 6'2" tall individual, and I like the shower to not hit me in the neck.
belly button.
Do you like water,
Yes,
like
yes, sir.
actual water to come out of it?
Water is good.
Okay, that's good. How do you like your roaches? You like them a little small, big? You like them to be named?
I like them to be named.
Yeah, sure. It's all about ambiance.
I like to saddle them up.
You like to saddle them up. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Grant. Be sure and take something here from the swag table. Thank
pleasure.
you very much for joining us. Hopefully you had a great time. If you didn't, please lie to your friends and tell them you did.
I'll do it.
Well, just a fabulous time. Really appreciate all the audience that participated in our show here on Sips, Suds, and Smokes. Some of our hosts are going to circle back around here so we can wrap up our show.
They're out drinking.
They're out drinking. They're going to circle back around here as well. Just really great stuff all around. Definitely Revermark, isn't it?
Amen. Yeah. I know what my mama would say about this.
Oh, here we go.
She'd say, "Now, Mark, what is this? I mean, did you get this from your Uncle Joe? Because the last time he mixed that muscadine wine with the Bacardi 151, then they arrested him on the golf course. He was supposed to pour that stuff out."
I don't see your mom ever staying at the Big Bunny Motel either.
No.
She wouldn't have stayed there.
Not unless they had a piano bar, but no.
A piano bar at the Big Bunny Motel.
Yeah.
What kind of songs would they play there, man?
Oh, yeah.
You just wonder. I don't think they'd be serving the Stone Brown Ale either.
Yeah. It wouldn't be some enchanted evening, that's for sure.
Well, let's wrap things up for today. You've heard enough about the Big Bunny Motel, the Stanley Motel, as well as the Stone's Brown Ale. We've had a great time here at Cheeky Monk, and let's wrap up for today. Thanks to all of our listeners here on Sips, Suds, and Smokes. You can catch all of our episodes online on iTunes, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Uncle John's Basement, and Spreaker, our native media host. Our terrestrial stations are always questioning, why are we actually putting these people still on the air, and yet they still continue to do so. I don't think that they actually know Grant's brother, do they?
No, but he's looking for them.
I hear you. Listen, if you want to send us a note about how much you enjoyed this episode, great. If you wanted to say something disparaging, please don't email us. Our email address is info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our legal counsel, it can't be reached.
But we do have a post office box in the Bahamas someplace.
There you go. You've been served, good old boy Mike. Listen, our daily tasting notes flow out on Twitter every single day. Our handle is @SipSudSmoke. Our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. Listen, do us a favor and take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a great big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. If you would like to comment on the quality of any of our audience participation, feel free to do so. If you'd like to discuss the matter with Grant's brother, we'll see about that. Oh, well, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Well, we'll get you in touch with his parole officer.
There you go. I like that. If you want to, I definitely want to thank my co-hosts for being here. At least the ones that are still sitting at the table with me. Reverend Mark, thank you for toughing it out.
One man left standing, that's for sure, but not for long.
Well, definitely want to thank good old boy Dave for being here, as well as good old gal Juliana. Listen, this is good old boy Mike asking you to join us once again and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sips, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.